Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Joanne and this is Joanne's Diary. On this diary, we talk about different kinds of things. We talk about interviews, faith, girl talks, and today I'm going to talk about motherhood, one of the most beautiful paying jobs you will ever experience. Today I'm going to talk about the tips. The tips I wish I knew before I became a mom. Because I've seen different moms, I've seen the first-time moms always complaining about different things. And I'm like, yo, I've passed through this stage. So if I can come here and I help you to give you the different strategies you can pass through so that I can make your journey more easier, First of all, I'm a mom, so I've passed through that stage before. The first tip I'm going to give you is advocating for yourself. I know being a first-time mom, the first thing you have to do is get information. The moment a thought clicks in your mind like this, I want to become a mom, start searching, start looking at visiting different websites, visiting different people who are specialized in those categories. Like in Uganda, we have one woman, I think she's called Dora Mwima, a doula we have in Uganda. So a moment a thing clicks in your mind, maybe I want to become a mom, or you test positive for a pregnancy, start getting information, guys. Start getting information, because heading to the hospital, you have to make a decision, because it's between you and your child. That child is yours, and that's making a decision between you and that child. You have to go to the doctors, you tell them, you know what, I'm pregnant. So they start giving you different options. We have this, we have this. First of all, we have two ways of bringing life to this world, We have the one, it's called, I think women these days, they call it a natural birth. I don't know, even I think the C-section. Okulongosa is called what? A natural birth, as long as the end game is what? Bringing life to this world, Whether it's a C-section, whether it's a natural birth, don't make people make you feel you're not a mother enough just because you got your child through what? Through a CS. No. A CS, I mean a C-section. Don't feel like, no, people are going to say I'm not a mother enough just because I went through a CS. No, it's between you and your child, and that's your life, Advocate for yourself, get enough information, collect different information as much as you can. Get the don'ts and the pros of what? Of getting pregnant. Go and collect different information, because you know what? The end game is coming out of that labor room or the theater, what? Alive, and the child, The next tip I wish I knew. Now this tip, when I think about this tip, I think women always feel like they're insecure. The body changes which come with the pregnancy. Now, first of all, you have to know, ladies, you have to know we have different kinds of bodies. So you have to put in your mind that carrying a child, making a child for 9 months, it's not easy, Making a heart, you can imagine making a heart, lungs, whole 9 months, and now you expect your body to be the same. No, it cannot happen. You know why? Because you experience different changes, like maybe the dark pigmentation which come, the body weight which comes, maybe even the boobs will get bigger because of the milk which is about to come, And now when you see a mom online there, maybe that mom gave birth like a month ago or 2 months ago, and they are back in shape. You don't know what they're always doing, what? Behind the scenes. They're always showing you the good side. Now you're putting yourself on pressure. You know what? My baby is maybe 3 months, 5 months, and my body is not yet in shape. Don't put yourself on what? On pressure. Carry that weight with too much grace, because you know what? You brought a life. Be proud of yourself. Be very proud of yourself, because you know what? There are many people, maybe they are praying to get a chance of carrying, but the opportunity is not yet there, So don't be on pressure. Don't be always looking on social media, maybe seeing people, maybe getting the different advices on people. Do this, do this. Don't. Just be calm. Just pass through that stage in a very calm way, okay? Another point I wish I knew is experience is the best teacher. Because you know why? Until there are some things you will never, I repeat, there are some things you will never experience until you're in that particular phase. There are some things they will be telling you, maybe your mom, maybe some other mothers, they will be telling you, I passed through this, I passed through this. There are some things you will only experience the moment you become a what? A mom. So when you get pregnant, just take calm. You be expecting, yes, maybe my body is going to change in one way or the other. And I'm going to experience different changes. Maybe I'm going to experience this, I'm going to experience this. Experience is the best teacher. You have to pass through. There's a saying which says they get gold through fire. So just know you're going to face those challenges. You have to face those challenges so that you can bring life to this world, you know. Another point I think is everything is a phase. Everything is a phase. Mom, don't I see mothers want to make things rush, eh? Just know that everything is a phase and it takes time. I know it's not easy. It's not easy, especially the first time moms. Even that for the newborn babies, you get frustrated. You be like, now you start regretting the baby is crying, the baby is what, the baby is sick, you know. There's a saying which says the nights are long and the days are what? Are short. And that statement I can testify. I, for one, Joanne, I can testify for that. The days are always short. You will blink like that, your baby is not an infant. You will blink like that, your child is no longer a toddler. Because time flies so fast. So, when you get a challenge as a mom, talk to some people. Like, experience that. That will give you a what experience. Maybe for your next child, things will be easy because you know what, you've passed through that stage. What first stage before. Don't be frustrated. That's where women get postpartum depression, because they feel like they are overwhelmed by what? They're overwhelmed by the hormones. They're overwhelmed by emotions. You know. Make sure that when those challenges come, get someone to talk to. Don't be silent. Don't be silent, because you'll be like, when I talk to this person, they'll feel like I'm not a mom enough. You always have that mom guilt, you know. I know that mom guilt is always there, but always seek help. Now that brings me to another point. That point is, it's okay. Moms, it's very okay to ask for help, because you'll always be overwhelmed by the child. Maybe you want to wash. It's very okay. First of all, it's okay to get a household to help you, like washing the clothes of your baby. It's very okay for someone to carry for you the child and you get some rest. It's very okay. Now you're there, you want to sleep, you have a sleepy face, you have the anger inside you because the baby is not sleeping, the baby is sick, the baby is crying, but you don't have anyone to help you, because you will feel like, oh, I have the mom guilt, people are going to say I'm not good enough for this child, so you want to carry the burden to yourself. No, mom, it's very okay. Get someone to help you. If you're lucky and you have a husband or a hubby, tell him, explain your feelings, you know. Express them. You know what, you tell him, you know, I've been tired the whole day. Maybe he's back from work. Tell him, help me out, carry this baby, help me. Like the night shift, there's something called the night shift. Let that man help you carry what? The child as you rest. Don't be on pressure. Don't be on pressure like you want everything to yourself. You want to wash, you want to carry that child, you want to feed, get help. You can call a sister. In Africa, we always go to our mothers' homes for some time. Then after some time, we go back to our hubby's places. It's very okay. It's very okay to get what? To get help. Another thing, breastfeeding. Breastfeeding. Let me tell you something about breastfeeding, guys. Before I became a mom, I was this person who was, maybe I was so secure about my body, but the moment I got pregnant, things changed. That's what I've told you. Things will change the moment you become a mom. The moment you get pregnant, things will change in a way you even don't expect. When I was pregnant at around 7 months, I experienced something. Breast milk started coming out of my breasts. And I remember the first time I got scared. I lived with my auntie, And I was like, I ran to her. I was like, Mom, what is happening? And she was like, no, it's okay. It's very okay for the milk to come at that stage. I was 7 months, you know. Now, for some people, if you're very ignorant about that, like the way I was, like I was so green about that, I ran to her. Now, for if it also happens to you, it's very okay because we have different bodies. Maybe even some women, milk will not come until that baby arrives, you know. The milk will not come. So the moment it comes, now the breasts will become bigger and you start feeling insecure. You start feeling like, you know, now breast milk, like even the supplements of breast milk, since we have different bodies, some women, when they give birth, milk doesn't come like automatically. You know, some, I've talked to some ladies, they've said like some it took days, like 2 days, 3 days. And what are you going to be feeding that child? Get information. That's what I've told you. Search for things. Get information. If my milk is not coming, what should I be maybe taking? Maybe the supplements I'll be taking. Maybe the supplements I'll be giving the child, the newborn supplements. It's all over, you know. It's no longer like a secret. Like people used to be like, if I've not breastfed, people are going to be like, I'm not a mom enough, you know. There is something called the pain, guys. It's like now this feeling I'm feeling right now, it's like it happened recently, yet it happened 4 years back. The pain from breastfeeding, the pain, guys, the pain which comes, first of all, being the first experience. It's your first experience breastfeeding that child, and it's also the first experience of that child what feeding on your body. So they don't know what to do. The first 2 weeks of my motherhood, oh my God, I remember I always cried. The moment I carried my baby on the lap and I put her on my breast, I always cried because I felt so much pain. But as I've told you, everything is a phase. It passed, you know what, because I embraced it. Yes, it was so painful, but as I look back now, I'm like, there are things now I searched, and even I was in Uganda, but I searched when there is a lady who sell the nipple balm. That Dola Mwima I've told you. Dora Mwima sells the nipple balm, where you buy that balm, and after breastfeeding that child, the nipples have got cracks, you know, it has gotten pain. You can get that cream or that balm, you massage your nipples gently, and that pain will go. And even if you've not massaged your nipples, just like me, you have to embrace that change, because the trick you don't know, the more you put that child on the breast, the more he or she will get used of how to hold the nipple. And guess what? In 1 or 2 weeks, the pain will be done. The pain will be done. Another thing I knew before I became a mom, don't allow visitors, like limit your visitors during what? During the newborn phase. Now for me, I was very lucky. I gave birth in 2020. That's in COVID times. So the roads, the what were closed. So I was limited to the people who were coming to visit me, to see the baby. Now for you people who give birth now, the moment you give birth a child, you know, especially the first time moms, you're excited. You want your friends to come. Guys, come. I've given birth. The relatives. But at the back of your mind, you have to remember that that child has a very weak immune. The immune is just, you know, it's just developing. The lungs are still weak. The immune is not yet strong enough to fight that diseases. Maybe a visitor will come with flu. Maybe a visitor will come with this. And some visitors, guess what? They come like this. They don't even wash hands. They don't even come. They just grab your child with all the germs on the what. And after some time, the moment the visitor leaves, then you rush your child to the hospital, you know. I've gotten this, my babies, you know, you start getting on pressure, yet you could have limited them. Limit them is not a crime, yet some may be judgmental because they may not understand why you're limiting them. But at least start allowing those people 2 to 3 months, maybe they will start coming around, they see the child, they carry the child. But even when the child is those months, take the precautions. Do this, do this, do this. Let people call you kajanja, or mkazi aina kajanja, bakwita wa kajanja, but it's for your safety, it's for your own safety and for that child, you know. Another point is relationship changes. The relationship changes which comes when you are mom. Now I'm talking about those people who are in relationships. When you get pregnant, there's going to be a little change in your schedules. You're going to experience the different schedules the moment you become a mom. Like, you start limiting your time, the time when you see your partner. Now, the little time you get, make sure you prioritize that time. Prioritize that time you get with your partner, you know, because the child will be taking your, as a mom, as when you're staying home, the child will be taking your time the whole day, and the husband will even be frustrated at work. Now, by the time you leave that phase, like the phase of that newborn, the connection is not there. You're no longer emotionally connected to your husband because you gave in your all to the child. You didn't take time to communicate to your husband. When that child sleeps, you take her or him, you take that child to bed. Get some little time to bond with your husband, because that time when that child leaves that phase of newborn, you will be wanting to, like, you know, to bond with my husband. But now that the bond is not there, you start complaining, maybe my husband did this, maybe my husband has started cheating. But maybe even that man is not cheating, but he got emotionally detached when you were a newborn mom, because you gave it your all as a mom. Please prioritize even your husband. They always say the husband is a big baby. Yeah, that husband is your first baby. As you care for this child, also care for your big baby, you know. And I think another thing is, the moment you become a mom, now I'm so proud that I'd have done this. The moment you become a mom, don't stop doing what you love. Don't stop. Don't limit yourself. I've seen people when they become a mom, they want to change their whole life. It's like their whole life now depends on motherhood. No, because you know why? Motherhood is just part of you. Motherhood is just part of you. It does not define you. It's not your whole identity. Don't become a mom and maybe you were loving this, maybe you love traveling, maybe you love fashion, and now you change. I know now you'll be having maybe little time because you have a little man or a little woman to care for. But don't continue loving. I've seen myself always juggling those things, because I know I for one, I love fashion, and the moment I became a mom, I started getting time. I got timetable for different kinds of things, and by the time the child leaves that phase of the newborn, get back on fashion, put on those clothes, go out on those dates with your man. Like, you know, don't make your life to start boring just because you become a mom. No, don't. Now, the last point I'm advising mom, get timetable. Get timetable, because that's what I've said. Things are going to change. You're going to have limited time. If you're this disorganized moms, if you're this disorganized women who just jump on things, I'm doing this, you'll be doing this, you're not having enough rest, you're frustrated, you're what? And now you're doing this, you're not getting the help, you're still washing the cups, you're still doing this, the child is up. Now you're angry, you want to sleep. Get a timetable. At this time, I'll be doing this. At this time, I'll be doing this. At this time, be an organized mom. Be an organized mom, because an organized life is everything. It makes things easier. It makes the smooth running of the home. It makes your motherhood journey very easy, you know. So those are one of the tips I wish I knew. So I hope you find at least one or two tips, at least you find one of them useful. If you're a newborn mom, if you're expecting, if you got like a thought, when I was on this video, like you would have thought you're like, I want to get pregnant, maybe. Watch to the end, and if you've watched this far, thank you so much. This is Joanne's diary. Please watch this video to the end, because guess what, it's very, very important. Write down those tips. Write down those tips. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing, the new subscribers. I'm really humbled. I'm really humbled by the views. I'm really humbled by the shares. I'm really humbled by the love. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Bye bye.